Hi guys, math today. So today's lesson is 106. So if you have your book, you should get it out and look at it as we go through the lesson. It's on page 553, so lesson 106 on page 553. It's called two-step equations, and it gets into some fancy algebra stuff. And it's pretty easy if you do it step by step, like a lot of other things that we do. If you do it step by step and you follow the steps according to how they go and you write it down, it makes the problem so much easier. Some of us like to skip steps, which makes me crazy. Okay, so they teach this a couple different ways. So the first example says you have 3n minus 1 equals 20. Something that looks like this. Okay, now you need to find what n is, just like when we're solving for an unknown in any equation that we've had so far. They do something that's called an inverse operation. Okay, so here's how this works. We need to get this little 3n by itself. So we got to move this -1 over here. To do that, you use an inverse operation. Inverse meaning opposite. So if this is -1 and we want to get rid of it, on this side of the equation, we would add 1, which zeroes that out. But whatever we do to this side of the equation, we have to do to this side of the equation. So that means we're going to add 1 over here. Okay, so now we have 3n equals 21. Now, this is an equation we've done a bunch of times. You've been doing it for years. Okay, 3 times what equals 21. Now, here's what maybe you didn't know before. This means 3 times n equals 21. To get rid of this 3 and to figure out our answer, we really divide by 3. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing, like the opposite of subtracting is adding. So if I'm going to divide by 3 here and divide by 3 here, this gets rid of this, which leaves just n, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay? Now to check that, I would just add it back into my my first equation. So 3 times 7, which is 21, minus 1, which is 20. I got it right. Okay? Let's do another one. So this is called the inverse operation. You have to do an inverse operation. Okay? So I'm going to help you with the practice set. So if you don't have a piece of paper, you'll have to watch it again and write it down. Or you can stop this right now. Pause your video. Go get a piece of paper. Because we're going to go through A through F. Because these are pretty easy, but you have to do them like quite a few times to get it. So I'm going to help you. So A says 3n plus 1 equals 16. Okay, so this is A. All right, so inverse operation here. So we need to get 3n by itself. So plus 1, we need to get rid of it. So we're going to subtract 1. That gets rid of it there. So now we have 3n equals 15. Okay, now we know this. 3 times what equals 15? 5, right? N equals 5. We did that because we divided by 3 here, and we divided by 3 here. Okay? So that is what that should look like. All right, so that's A. Let's do B. B is 2x minus 1 equals 9. 2x minus 1 equals 9. Okay, same thing. I need to get the opposite. I need to get 2x by itself. So I'm going to add 1, add 1. So now I have 2x equals 10. Now I need to get 2 times what equals 10? I know you know that. So that's x equals 5. We did that because we divided by 2 here, which got rid of the 2. Whatever we do to this side, we have to do to this side. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. So for B, you should have gotten 5. If you want, you can kind of pause this video while you're doing these and try them on your own and see how good you are at them. So you could do C on your own and then come back and watch me. That would be the best way, the way that you might learn the best from your the things you do right and the things you might need help with. So again, we need to get 3y by itself, okay? So we're going to add 2 and add 2. So add 2, add 2, okay? So now we have 3y equals 24. And again, we need to get y by itself, so we're going to divide by 3, divide by 3. Okay, and y equals 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now I can put this back in and make sure I'm right. So y equals 8. So 3 times y is 24 minus 2 is 22. So I know I was right. Okay. Let's look at D. Says 5m plus 3 equals 33. All right, again, I need to get this 5m by itself. So I'm going to subtract 3 because that's the opposite of plus 3, so minus 3. So now I have 5m equals 30. Again, I need to get m by itself. That's what I'm working my way towards, to get m by itself. So I divide by 5. Divide by 5, so m equals 6. Put that back in. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 3 is 33, so I got it right. This is not hard if you take it step by step, okay? Here's E. It says 4w minus 1 equals 34. All right, so again, I'm trying to get w eventually by itself, okay? So I'm going to add 1. So 4w equals, oh, this should have been 35. Sorry. 4w minus 1 equals 35. So that should be 36, okay? So, as I added 1, now I need w by itself. So I divide by 4, w equals, what's 4 divided by 36 is 9. My math skills need a little brushing up this morning. Is 9, right? So I plug it back in. 4 times 9 is 36, minus 1 is 35. And if you got the wrong answer, just erase, start over, look back, see what you did wrong. Now this is the last practice one. It says 7a plus 4 equals 25. Again, I'm trying to get a by itself, okay? So minus 4, so now I have 7a equals 21. All right, I'm trying to get a by itself. So I'm going to divide by 7. So a equals 3. Let's plug it back in and make sure we did it right. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 4 is 25. Okay, guys, we did your practice set for you, so sometimes that's the hard part. Go ahead, just do the rest of your lesson. If you have trouble, always can get hold of me. I'm always happy to hear from you. Not that you're having trouble, just to hear from you. But if you need something, let me know. Have a good day.